2024 came, and so did reading plans. Greetings, my name is Nina. Welcome back to the Metal Book Tavern. It's January 4th, 2024 right now as I'm filming this. I hope you had some great holidays or are still having them as for January 4th. As you can see, this bookshelf of mine is half empty because the books from that bookshelf are going to appear in this video as a part of my reading plans. And also, I decided to bring some changes to this channel, but I'm going to announce them a little bit later. Okay, but first to the books. First book that I'm definitely going to read this year is Foundation by Isaac Asimov. This is the book that I got via Book Crossing. And I got this book from Book Crossing, yet it looks like it has never been used before. I've heard a lot about this book, and after I came back from Book Crossing, I knew that out of all books that I took that day, I took 3 books that day, this is the book that I want to read most of all. I'm really excited about this. Yeah, I know that sci-fi in English isn't easy for me, but Foundation sounds like something really exciting, and the chapters are very short, so I'm sure I'm going to go through this. Next book I really want to read this year is The Will to Power by Friedrich Nietzsche. I read Antichrist and Ecce Homo, I don't know how to pronounce that, last autumn, and after that I decided to get more Nietzsche and I got Will to Power. By the way, I did realize one thing. Out of all books that I read last year, I got too much into biographies and some non-fiction. I got into a lot of non-fiction last year. And while non-fiction is very nice to read, very interesting, I do intend to kind of reduce the amount of non-fiction for this year. Nonetheless, I do want to read Will of Power. Next is the book that I'm feeling quite guilty about because it was the 2023 reading plan and I did not read it in 2023. I'm going to go through this book this year. This is A Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin. I remember very well that it was early 2014 when I was reading the series. Oh no, it has been 10 years already. Wow. I read A Song of Ice and Fire only twice. And I'd love to read once again, at least the first book in English. Originally, I bought the English version as a trophy book, but now I definitely want to go through it. But at the same time, I think maybe this book should remain a trophy. Maybe if I want to read the series again, maybe I should pick up the Russian version. I don't know. So the next book I want to read this year is God Emperor of Dune by Frederick Herbert. This volume actually contains books 4, 5, and 6 of Dune series. I don't know if I go through the last 2 books this year, but I definitely want to go through the 4th one. Okay, these were the books either from these shelves, the small, where are the smallest books, or either from this one book where all the hardcover books are. Now to the books from the English shelf. Also, this video contains a few spoilers to my upcoming book haul. I haven't bought much since my last book haul, only 3 books, and all 3 books are going to appear here. The next book I'm going to show you is the English version of one of my all-time favorite books. I did not think of reading this in English, but I saw this edition. I liked it a lot. The edition is simply very beautiful, and I was like, sure, why not? I'd love to read it in English. And the book is 1984 by George Orwell. If you read 1984 or you heard about it, you probably know that this book contains some quite interesting terms. I mean, the choice of words is very interesting. I think that perception of said words in English is going to be different than the perception of the words in translation. Really want to know the Orwell's original language in the book. Very nice. I loved it. And I also saw Animal Farm in said edition. I am really considering buying it. Oh, and it's also soft touch. Next is the book that I began reading on January 1st. I have been reading this book for 4 days already, and I read more than a half. It's so good. I just couldn't put it down. I love it a lot already. It's The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle. Once the year hit, I decided not to wait, picked it up, and here's what I read, and this is what I have yet to read. And I also want to show you my bookmark. It's also a unicorn. I absolutely love it. I'm definitely considering making a separate video about The Last Unicorn, so I won't say much here. Let's move on. I did realize that I am in the mood for classic fantasy, and The Last Unicorn is the classic fantasy, but not the only one here. I saw this book in a bookstore, and I knew I would read it, and it's Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin. This contains the first 4 books in the Earthsea series, and for a while this is enough for me. If I enjoyed the book a lot, I'd consider getting the rest of the books. I think there are 6 or more, I don't know. In case you didn't know the order, here it is. A Wizard of Earthsea, The Tomes of Atuan, I don't know how to pronounce it. The farthest shore, the TH sound is K. And Tehanu. Yeah, I really like this edition and I like how it's open. Next, I'm definitely picking up Beyond the Wand, the biography of Tom Felton, or to be exact, his memoir. It's quite easy to read, and I definitely want to know some secrets behind the making of the Harry Potter film. I did read originally a few chapters online, and I really liked Tom's choice of words. I love how he used the Harry Potter references, and this is definitely going to be an entertaining read. Next book that I'm definitely reading is Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is a young adult mystery, but I really liked the cover and I liked the annotation, so I got it. And only after I bought the book, I found out this is a BookTok famous book. But this doesn't bother me. I am interested in reading the Inheritance Games. It is a series. There are 3 books, or maybe 4, but I decided to go with the first one. The last year I made a mistake with one series, but I will talk about it in my tier list video. This is a video I'm definitely going to release soon. So I decided not to rush with the series and just try the first one. Let's see how it's like. I like that the chapters are short. Next book is Radio Silence by Alice Oseman, and I wanted to read this book since I found out about it from the book Leo. Radio Silence definitely sounds like something really exciting. It involves podcasts and a character who decides whether she should be how society wants her to be or how she wants herself to be. Very interesting dilemma. This is something I really want to read. Last but not least, I want to read the Harry Potter books. So I read the first 3 last year, and now at the end of 2023 I got myself the Goblet of Fire. I have only 1 book left to buy. I hope I get my hands on it soon. Alright, now with the changes. What is definitely going to change? First of all, I'm definitely changing a few of my reading habits this year. One big mistake I made with my reading plans was that I postponed them a lot. I also made a huge deal out of finishing books rather than pausing them and picking the books that actually interested me. This year, I'm definitely prioritizing books that are interesting me a lot. For example, The Last Unicorn. It took my attention. I love it already. I put everything on a pause to read this because this is absolutely magnificent. And after this, I'm considering picking up Radio Silence. In short, I'm definitely not going to focus on finishing something just in sake of finishing something. If I'm interested in something, it comes first. Also, what else is changing is that I'm not going to scratch my reading plans throughout the year because these books are very exciting to me. I'm definitely going to put them first in the beginning of the year. These are changes in my reading habits. Also, there are books that I did not finish by the end of 2023, but I'm going to discuss their fate in my 2023 books tier list video. Okay, these are the changes in my reading habits. Now I'm going to discuss changes to the channel. I have been thinking about these changes a lot. I noticed recently that the videos, like the connection between fantasy and heavy metal and things that I dislike on YouTube, the very long videos where I'm ranting. These were the videos that brought me views and subscribers. Not too many, but still those were the videos that pushed my channel forward. For this reason, I have decided that scripted videos should be a priority. I'm definitely going to come up with some interesting topics, research them, and upload them. And I'm definitely going to prioritize why it's worth reading series. So I'm definitely canceling the what I have been reading in month year videos. I don't like such videos. No, neither as a viewer or as a video maker. I'm not a fan, but I'm willing to watch separate videos about books that someone read, and I'm going to make separate videos about certain books. I'm definitely considering making a White's Worth of Reading episode of The Last Unicorn because there's a lot to discuss here. And also, recently I have made a new YouTube channel. I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for yet. However, I'm definitely going to use it. Probably for my music related videos. Yeah, maybe it's better to separate books and music. No, I'm not going to change the name of this channel. This channel is going to remain the Metal Book Tavern. And also, I really want to talk about Spotify too. There is something I want to uncover. In the last 2 years, 2022 and 2023, I listened to a lot of artists. Not always because I was interested in them, but because of statistics. Yeah, I'm confessing to listening to some songs just in the sake of statistics. This year, however, this is going to change. Whoever ends up as my top artist, what songs end up as my top songs, what happens may happen. Yeah, I'm definitely going to make my listening habits more natural, I guess. Even if it means that same artists get repeated over and over again. Okay, that's not that different from the last 2 years, but at least in the last 2 years I pushed my boundaries. This year, songs that interest me come first. However, I'm definitely going to try out new things too, or rediscover old things. Anyway, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. What are the books you are going to read this year? What are some changes in your habits that you want to make? Let me know down in the comments. See you next time in the tier list video. Goodbye.